Hey besties, although my content is tailored for healthcare interviews, regardless of the industry you're trying to get in, these questions would definitely help you in an interview setting, because the last question you would always be asked in most interviews is, do you have any question for us? And I've said it on this channel before, and I will keep saying it, that your answer should never be no, because when you tell them you have no question for them, it tells them that you're not even serious. You just want to finish the interview and go home. So why would they trust you with the job? So now the question, do you have any question for us, is your opportunity to give them the final lasting impression so that they would know that you know what you're doing. Now I'll be listing out the 20 questions and be telling you what would likely be running through the mind of your interviewer. If you're watching me for the first time, my name is Ada and I'm also known as the Legal Pepe. Stay subscribed because we have a good time on this channel. The first question is, can you tell me more about the day-to-day responsibilities of this role? Now this tells your interviewer that you care about the daily activities of this role and you have a genuine interest in the job. The second question is, how would you describe the culture of the team or department? Now what this does to your interviewer is, it tells them that you care about the team dynamics and you're focused on being in a collaborative setting, so you value teamwork. The third question is, what qualities or characteristics are you looking for in the ideal candidate for this position? Now that tells the interviewer that you care about knowing what they are looking out for, and obviously in their answer they are going to be highlighting skills, so you will check whether what they've said aligns with what you've actually said during the interview. This is an easy question to know if you even have a chance to get the job or not. The fourth question is, can you provide more information about the clients that I'll be working with? Now this tells the interviewer that you care about knowing what the job would entail and you care about understanding the needs of their client base. The fifth question is, how does your organization support the professional development and growth of their employees? Now when you ask this question, it tells your interviewer that you are thinking of career advancement, you care about being in that company for a long time, so that's a very good one for them and for you. Number 6, what challenges do you foresee in this role and how does the team typically address them? Now this tells your interviewer that you are a problem solver. You are already thinking of the likely challenges and you're thinking of how you are going to be able to solve them. Number 7, can you walk me through the supervision and support structure for care and support workers for this organization? Now this tells your interviewer that you care about supervision, you care about superiority, you care about how they handle the well-being of their employees. Now number 8, how does the organization prioritize the well-being and safety of the client? Now this is quite similar to the one I've asked earlier, and it just tells your interviewer that you care about the well-being of this client. By the way, even though I'm giving you 20 questions, on no account should you think you want to ask them more than... In fact, for me, I ask just one question, but you can do 2, 3 is the max. After 3, don't. Thank you. But at least with this video, you will have a lot of options, so you must remember one at least. Number 9, what opportunities are there for collaboration and teamwork within the team? This still hints on collaboration and teamwork, which is a very important thing for every industry, but particularly in this video for the healthcare industry. Number 10, can you share any success stories or examples of positive outcomes achieved by other employees in this organization? Now when you ask that question, it shows that you care about knowing the success of others and you're enthusiastic about making a positive impact in the role you are being employed to do. So that's definitely a good thing. Number 11, how does the organization promote diversity, equity and inclusion amongst its staff and clients? Now this shows that you care about equality and diversity. It also shows that you're knowledgeable about the Equality Act. Now this is a question that you have to be careful the kind of organization you are asking, because if you are asking people that are racist, they would obviously feel so threatened by that question because they would feel, this one is trouble. But the good thing about asking that question is if you are very conscious and intentional about not wanting to be in a racist place, the good thing is you will not be in one. Although you can still ask that question and still be in one. For instance, when I did my social work placement, we had like an interview, and in that interview, I asked the organization about their equality and diversity policy. I should have known that they were a racist organization because even in that interview, the practice educator was stammering. I was asking her about equality and diversity. She was saying something totally different. I was the one having to tell her, no, I actually mean equality and diversity. And she had nothing to say. So surprise, that was the same place where I experienced the horror story in my social work placement. If you've not watched that video or those videos, I'm going to be linking them up because they were wild. What is a typical shift pattern for care and support workers in this role? So when you ask this question, it shows that you care about the day-to-day activities. You're already putting yourself in the picture as a worker, which is very good. Number 13, how does the organization handle communication and coordination between different teams? Now, this shows that you care about those concepts: communication, coordination, teamwork, collaboration, which would always be a plus. I think if you are ever struggling with any question, once you can think of any question that has to do with teamwork or even the well-being of the client, that can be a very safe space to be in. If you are enjoying this video, my besties, please hit the button, the like button, and stay subscribed if you are not already. Number 14, can you provide more information about the orientation process for new care workers? So obviously this is assuming that you are going for a care job. Now when you ask this question, you are telling them that you are ready to start. You want to know the orientation process. You want to just start. And obviously this question can be asked in any other industry to show them that you are ready to start. Number 15, this is a very solid one. Is there anything else that you want to know about me that we've not already addressed? You can ask like that, or you can say, is there any other thing about the role or the organization that we have not already discussed? Now, this is a question to ask when the interview has ended, but you still feel a level of confusion, like there is a gray area. You feel you may not have properly sold yourself well. Now, when you ask that question, whatever they say would give you the opportunity to give them a comeback. So if it's regarding your performance, if they mention anything and you know that you've not properly addressed that part, they've given you a second chance to do better. So that is your opportunity to ask a question and still sell yourself. If you are asking about the role or the organization, whatever they say will still show to them that you care about the role, basically. How does the organization ensure that care and support workers adhere to the confidentiality policies of the organization? Now, this shows to them that you care about ethics, you care about their policies, you care about confidentiality, obviously, which you should care about if you want to be a care or support worker. So that's a very safe question to ask. Can you share any insight into the organization's approach to employee recognition? Now, this tells the interviewer that you care about the workplace culture, you care about performance, so you care about improving your own outcome as an employee. Number 18, what opportunities are there for advancement or career progression within the organization? This is one that I always ask because it's very simple and easy. And it tells my interviewer that I want to be in this for the long haul, which would always be a good news to every interviewer. Now, the 19th question is, how does the organization seek feedback from care and support workers to continuously improve practice? So this shows that you are interested in the organization's communication channel. You are interested in how their feedback procedure is. So this is definitely a good question to ask. And the 20th question, which is very audacious, and obviously if it is audacious, Ada would always ask that question, which is, what is the next step in this hiring process and when can I expect to hear back from you? Actually, I don't even ask it as nice as this. I ask very directly. My own question is always, so when am I resuming work? And each time I ask, it's always very funny because they're like, ooh, nice try, girl. And I'm like, Obviously, I've always gotten all the jobs that I've done that with. But for you to ever ask that kind of question in a very direct way, you want to know that in your interview you've done so well. Like, you know, when you're doing so well, sometimes you can actually do well in your interview and they will not still call you for the job because you just don't know. But for me, if I've done an interview and I know that I finished work, I always ask that question. So that question tells your interviewer that, well, first of all, you have high confidence, you have audacity. Then more importantly, you care about the job, you actually want the job. So besties, if this is something that you learned from and you want more interview questions and answers, I have an ebook guide that is specific for the healthcare industry. In that guide, I have 50 plus interview questions and answers. Amongst other things, it is packed. So if you want to make a purchase, just check the description box and you'll see all my services. So besties, until I see you next time, stay blessed, remain happy, and